You have worked on very major productions, adverts for Tredkins and Big Tree. So producing all those adverts and videos, what have you learned?
What have I learned? Understanding the kind of client that you're doing work for is very, very important. And for me, that has been the key. Everything that they do has actually driven the end result of everything that I do. Big Tree, Tredkins, UMCIA, and all these other guys.
So this is called Do It?
Do it.
Yes, we don't just talk here.
It has to be done.
It has to be done.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do now is going to go into one of the adverts that you worked on as director of photography. The sunlight. Do we have the sunlight coming? Or
we didn't have the sun. We had to fake the sun.
Yeah. What lights were you using? Because these are pretty strong lights.
Yes, they are pretty strong lights. I was on radio for, I think, at least a good 4 or 5 years.
And then you said you were frustrated at some point. What happened? When did the switch happen?
I saw that I had learned enough in radio, but then I looked at how much I was making. It wasn't enough. Radio will give you a name. Anyone that works in a radio station will tell you this. Radio will give you a name. It's a few that I can point at, say that person is doing the most in radio. But otherwise, saying I'm gonna spend the rest of my life on radio, I'm gonna make it right here, I don't think in Zambia we are at that level.
When it comes to companies that approach you to make adverts for them, what do you think is the biggest mistake that they make?
Focusing too much on the product and the story. For a company to have a successful campaign, especially where adverts are concerned, there's need to tell a story that will relate to even your target audience. Make sure that whatever it is that you're doing, let the message reach.
Quick one, before we go any further, please remember to like and to subscribe and to share. And I promise to bring you the best and most valuable content. Eugene, good to finally have you here.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. So just to go back, the first time that I met you, I think that was when I was working at Californian Beverages. I was a graphic designer there. I just started out in the design industry. And I remember working with Mr. Rajesh. And then there was this project for the Apple Max advert. Yeah. I think you were working with him before, like on some projects for Just Juice and all those other things.
We had a couple of stuff that we were doing together with Rajesh, actually even before Californian Beverages. I think I met him on a Hugs and Kisses set. Yeah, I think from there, that's where our relationship started, all the way to Californian Beverages.
Cool. I had him on, some episode back. I had him on.
I think I saw that one. When was it? A week or so ago, you had posted a teaser. I followed the link to your YouTube channel.
You know, like we had all these adverts we had been growing up seeing. And just to find the guy who was behind them, some of those adverts, I was just like, no, this is incredible. Because that's the stuff I was looking forward to learn. I was looking forward to meeting those people who are really behind those works. And I was really excited to work with you. I know we did the Apple Max advert together. And I was there just assisting you in the background.
That was a moment. Just having a crew, you, Rajesh, and the rest of the guys made the work a lot more easier.
Just going back, everybody has a story. So how was it like growing up? What were you interested in growing up?
So this is something that I never actually wanted to mention to you. Because we're all Kasama boys.
Oh, really? For real? No way.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
What?
I'm coming
no way.
Of course, I was born in the Copper Belt. I was born in Ndola. I grew up part of my life there, then eventually moved to Northern Province, Kasama to be specific. I've grown up all my life in Kasama.
For real?
Yeah, my parents are actually there. Yeah, like part of primary, secondary school. I did everything right there. Really? I only came in Lusaka in 2005.
For real? Wow, I never knew about that.
Yeah, I'm telling you now.
For real? In Kasama, where exactly did you grow up in Kasama?
My father was a lecturer at Lukasha Trades Training Institute. Yeah, and then we moved to a place called Chukumanino.
Oh, Chukumanino.
That's where they are now.
Oh, nice. So they're in Chukumanino right now?
Yes, right now as we speak.
Okay. Yeah. I grew up in Mulenga Hills, First, I was in Misamfu because my father used to work for the agriculture, Ministry of Agriculture.
Yeah.
And then I also stayed in Mulenga Hills.
Yeah.
That's where my family is as well.
Oh, okay. So is it? We're Kasama boys. We're here in Lusaka.
Yeah. And which school did you go to?
For primary, I was at Lukasha Basic School. Then after my grade 7, I went to St. Francis High School. That's where I did my
the cool boys, eh? St. Francis, okay.
Yeah,
I went to Mwingu Tech.
Oh, really?
I was at Misamfu, then I went to Ituna. I was about to go to Kasama Boys, but they took me to Mungwi.
Really?
Yeah.
I was at Kabos just for a week.
For a week? What happened?
For a week. Oh my God, it was a crazy experience. I just get at the gate. I was bullied. First time in school, I was bullied.
No way.
I was like, oh my God, no ways.
Bullied.
I complained to my dad. Then he was like, no, actually, I'm pushing for school at St. Francis High School. And a week later, I was at St. Francis High School.
Boarding school.
Yeah.
But isn't that worse though?
First day, yes. There too, I was bullied. I just got in school. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't so lucky.
How are you being bullied?
So it was easy for the big boys to bully me. You know when I got there, I found people that had beards. They were looking like my dad. I was like, oh my God. Yeah. So I get to the dormitories, taking the bags to a dorm where I was assigned to. Then I met this guy. I'll never forget his name. I won't say the name here.
No, you can say it. We're grown.
No. So this guy calls us. I was with a friend of mine. Hey, come here. Yeah, like that's how they used to call it. You have to sing a song. He made us sing this weird, crazy song. I was like, oh my God. But you know what? I didn't mind. I was excited. I was there. Like, I just also wanted to experience boarding life, because my sister was in a boarding school. My brother and my elder brother was in a boarding school, and he would talk about the experience in a boarding school. I was like, well, I think
let
me give it a try. It wasn't easy. I was small. I would miss home and stuff like that, but I put through. 5 years boarding.
Wow.
It was a great experience. I learned a lot of things, and one of the greatest lesson that I picked from being in a boarding school is actually taking care of yourself. Because then, of course, you have the school management, making sure that you're in class, you are there attending study times, and you're going to church because it's a Catholic church. It's a Catholic school, and they are quite strict with, things they put in place. You have to follow exactly what they want. But then beyond that, you are there in the dorms. It's about you now.
Yeah, it's about you now.
Yeah, so you have to take care of yourself. You have to wash your clothes. You have to make sure the bed is made and everything. I think I learned quite a lot. I grew up fast.
Yeah. I think I also relate because I also went to boarding school. I was in grade 10. I went to Mungwi Tech. Yeah.
Yeah, those were our neighbors.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the most worry people would have before you go there, Mungwi Tech, especially if the parents were worried about you going and starting doing drugs and drinking alcohol and getting bullied and all that. And when I went there, I remember we were also bullied as grade 10s, and then I remember getting beatings on my back. The first time I was just like, I'm not coming back to this place. But I came back. But again, it's a very good place to grow as well in terms of taking care of yourself and defending yourself.
Yeah,
those lessons I learned there. Because at home you are treated very nicely and all that.
You're dealing with people that you see almost every other single day. You go to the boarding school, it's different people from different families, backgrounds, and all walks of life. And you have to learn to fit in.
Growing up, so did you see yourself working in the creative field or doing videography?
You won't believe that when I completed my grade 12, I actually wanted to be a priest. I would have been a priest.
Yeah.
No, seriously, I would have been a priest by now. But then this is what happened. So in fact, let me take it back.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, I think it's me growing up just like every other normal child, playing with cars made out of wires and, cars made out of clay. But I remember when I was in grade 1 or 2, I and my brother made this double diff car from wires, and we were so wild in our thinking and imagination. We wanted to make a big car that can carry at least a small baby. And I remember at the time in 1990, whatever, my sister was very little, and we got her. We put her in the back of, that
The
car made out of wires, and it's just typical kid growing up, being exposed to all these, the life of playing around with wires and clay. Yeah, I never thought I would find myself in the creative space like ours. Obviously, we were exposed to TVs, material where you try to imagine,
of course,
how is this coming onto the screen? You go behind the TV, try to if there's someone inside there. But then not at any point did I ever think of finding myself in the creative space. But then even so, when I went to secondary school, I think it was about me and school, never thinking of whether I want to be a teacher or anything. But I think over time, I started looking at the lives that the people that were running the school, the lives that they were living. I was so, swamped into, the church. I was an altar boy. I was like everything. That's what actually eventually made me want to join, brotherhood or priesthood. But then what changed everything is when I completed grade 12. I go back home. There's nothing to do. It's just me there with my parents farming. The rest of the guys have left home. And the first ever radio station was set up in Kasama, Radio Mana.
Radio Mana, yeah.
Yeah, so now I'm listening to these guys on radio. They're speaking good English. And I was like, I think this is what I want to do. Let me try this. I told my dad, Dad, I want to try out whatever is going on in these radio stations. I want to try it. I was like, oh, okay, fine, no problem. I'll talk to your siblings in Lusaka. And he made a call, called my sister, your brother wants ABCD. Oh, okay, fine, no problem. Week later, okay, fine, we have a spot for him at Zambia Institute of Mass Communication. That's how I joined Zomcom. Yeah, studying radio production. Then after, was attached in again, Catholic radio station. Catholic radio station as a sound technician. And from there, I was offered a job. Yeah, the rest is history.
So for you, you're just focusing on your career, and so that's the direction that you took.
That's all I had in my mind. I mean, after completing my college, I so much just wanted to know how a radio station functions, how we broadcast, what equipment is used. I didn't even mind Mwaka. I would walk from, I used to stay in Kabwata then, I would walk from Kabwata to Bauleni. That's where the radio station was.
Wow.
That's how passionate I was about wanting to know how a radio station works. I didn't mind. Sometimes I would leave you to watch radio in the night, I didn't mind. I remember when I joined, it was just a 24-hour radio station, and then eventually they introduced 24/7 radio, and we took that as well. And I didn't mind remaining in a radio station, just, monitoring, seeing how things work, doing things, creating an error and reversing it. I think for me, it helped me a lot. It shaped me, and I learned quite a lot.
Yeah.
I really learned quite a lot. I never thought I would speak on radio, but eventually I found myself on radio. I remember one time we were doing outside broadcast in the showgrounds, and the person that was supposed to be on air that day delayed coming, and we needed to cross over back to the main studio. And the station manager then, he comes to me, he tells me, Eugene, we're supposed to cross back here. I want you to go on air. I'm giving you 10 seconds. This is what you're going to say. And cross back. You work with the machines. You should know where the music is. You should know where these ABCDs are. Look at the schedule. You know exactly where all these things are. I was so afraid. I remember going in the booth, shaking and
very nervous.
But anyway, I wrote everything that I needed to do to say on a piece of paper, and dropped the mic, pushed the port, and I said it. Pushed the port down, cued in whatever was supposed to come at that particular time. And from there, I was like, you know what? I think I need to try this out. And boom, I was on radio for, I think, at least a good 4 or 5 years.
Really?
I worked for that radio station. I also worked for Pan-African Radio. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then you said you were frustrated at some point. What happened?
Yeah, so...
When did the switch happen?
The switch. I saw that I had learned enough in radio. But then I looked at how much was coming on the table, how much I was making. It wasn't enough. For goodness sake, it wasn't enough. Radio will give you a name. Anyone that works in a radio station will tell you this. Radio will give you a name. It's a few that I can point at, say, that person is doing the most in radio. But otherwise, saying I'm going to spend the rest of my life on radio, I'm going to make it right here, I don't think in Zambia we are at that level. We are not like the States where, maybe just here in South Africa, where radio, where you can live on radio. No. In Zambia, it's a totally different story.
So you're talking financially, right?
I'm talking financially, yes. I think that's the reason why we work. You have to be financially stable. At least there has to be something that you call a salary, a tangible salary, coming every month. But I think over time I got frustrated because radio gave me a name, but I wasn't in a space where I could do things that would grow me as an individual or help my family or anything like that. I remember that day in the afternoon, I leave radio. I called my dad. I told him, Dad, I love radio. I love the fact that you pushed me. You helped me get into school of radio. But then I think what I initially envisioned, that this is the life that people go on radio live, isn't it? And I don't know what next. Then he was like, you said you studied sound, right? Yeah, like, yeah, sound. Okay. Why don't you add picture on top? Yeah. It opened my mind. It opened my mind. Then he goes on to say, because people today want to see things. You will not get a recorder, go in the streets and say, I want to record you. You will hear yourself. No, But when you get a camera and say, I'm going to take a picture of you, I'm going to do a video of you, someone will be interested in that because that's visual. An eye is always looking for something to look at. And for sure, that opened me up. I was like, okay, I think you have a point. That very day, I got on a bus, went to Zambia Institute of Mass Communication again. I meet up with one of the lecturers. I tell him, look, I want to enroll into School of Video and TV. He told me, you're 3 weeks late. Yeah, you're 3 weeks late. I was like, I'll catch up. It's okay, I'll catch up.
For real?
For real. And he said, okay, fine. Go have yourself registered. Pray they admit you there. So I went, I did the paperwork and stuff. I called my dad, we need to pay. I said, cool, no problem. And that's how I found myself in the School of TV and video production. Yeah.
You have worked with for over 16 years and counting. Like, what keeps you inspired? Well, apart from, supporting family or putting food on the table, apart from that, what keeps you going even after so many years?
What keeps me going? I think for me, it's the love, the passion for the industry. I think everyone that you find for so many years within the same industry, it's not because they don't have anything else that they would want to jump on. It's because they are passionate about the work that they do. And for me, I'm driven by passion. There's always something new that you'd want to do, or there's something new that challenges you and you'd want to either do it or even do more. So it all falls in passion, and for me, it's strictly passion that has made me, stay in this industry for 15, 16 years. I don't know, still counting. Yeah.
No, awesome stuff. We haven't talked about this. You've worked on very major productions, adverts for Tradekins and Big Tree. So producing all those adverts and videos, like, what have you learned?
What have I learned? First of all, understanding the kind of client that you're doing work for is very, very important. And for me, that has been the key. What they do, who their target is, and everything that they do under the group, I think has been something that has actually driven the end result of everything that I do. Big Tree, Tradekins, UMCIA, and all these other guys. It's really a lot. I don't even know where I can start from. But then once you embark on a project, I think it's very, very important that you get to understand exactly what you're working with, who you're doing it for. And for me, the learning start from there. Then we can speak of what falls under, which are the adverts that, people see. And I think it actually goes beyond. Yeah.
Okay, so for example, you have, the brief comes in and then a client wants an advert. Because you have a lot of experience, you've done, I don't know how many you've done. I don't know if you can even count.
I've done a lot, but even before we speak of adverts, Mwaka, I used to do a lot of music videos. I've done, I don't know how many music videos for the artists. I've done album arts, the design side that I don't even probably talk about. I think it starts from these little things, learning from music videos, the basics of executing a music video, to now doing something as big as a television commercial. Because honestly, when you compare the two, they are by far apart.
So music videos and adverts.
Yeah. What goes in when doing a TV commercial is different from where you just go on any location, put an artist there, tell them to press play there, start singing, or do ABCD. And I think maybe in my time, I would say we'll probably not even script. We'll just listen to a song and say, this is just talking about love. Okay, nsakireko akazi babiri uyazankala mkazi wako, you'll be arguing, you'll be doing what, and at the end of the day, you have a music video, you've made it, and I think we never used to pay much attention to the scripts and everything. Maybe over time we did, but then you have a big company like Trade Kings that says, okay, guys, we want you to do an advert for our product. This is Vatra, and we want to put this on the market. First of all, you look at the company that is looking for that. Very big. The first thing that comes in your mind is, I cannot mess up. I can't mess up. Fine. You sit down with the client. What is it that you want to see? They say what they want to see. Obviously, even before it comes to me, there's communication in between here, between the client and client's relations. They say whatever they want to say, they want to see in the ad, and then from there, that comes probably to the creative department, where they now have to script it. It's scripted. It goes back probably to client. Is the script okay? Fine, it's okay. Execute this. Comes down again to us. You have to break down the script. There's so much that goes on. It's not just a matter of looking at the script. Oh, I see ABCD doing it. No. It's firstly understanding the script. When you break down the script, what are you looking at? First of all, you're looking at the people that are going to drive this project or this TVC. How many cast are we looking at? Are we looking at an influencer, for example, to be as the main in this TVC? What locations are we looking at? What costumes? What brand colors are we working with? What color palette are we dealing with here? Does this require us to travel? All these things you have to really break down. How many days is this going to take for us to execute? All these things. And then now, once you break down all these things, you have to create a mood board of how everything is going to flow. That mood board isn't just for me as a DOP to look at. It's a mood board for everyone in different departments to look at. Costume, transport,
Makeup.
locations, makeup, all these things. that mood board has how I'm going to execute, has a short list. This is how I'm going to film this on day one. On this location, I've been allocated an hour. Is it possible? What's the lighting setup? Oh, this is how it's going to look. So after all that, there's also now a schedule that is going to guide everyone on set. This is the time that you're supposed to be on set. This is the time that you're supposed to actually do the first take, ABCD, this is your lunch, this is what. All these things. But then even before you think of going on set, obviously, it has to be signed off by the client. Client has to sign off. And obviously, some clients are even on set. So you have to understand that you're dealing with people that are so particular of the outcome of their product. So after all this, now you're on set. it's your show. Execute the work.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's a lot
It's
of
a lot.
work.
There's so much that I've even skipped. I've just mumbo things.
For a 1 minute
just,
or 30 seconds video.
Just a 60 seconds commercial. There's so much that you find yourself shooting for even 3, 4, 5 days.
Yes.
If there's even traveling involved, it's even more.
Yeah.
It's even more.
So how long do you think planning, on average, how long does it take to plan to start production, like pre-production?
Pre-production.
On average, how long does it take?
Well, TV, it can even go for 3 months.
For real?
Yeah. There's a lot of back and forth between us and the client. This put together, because obviously feedback sometimes will not just come on the instant. You send the document, client will respond, change ABCD, goes back to client, there's more feedback. So there's all this. But then also in between this, they give a go-ahead. There's a period where now you guys have to prep. You have to buy the costumes, make sure you secure the locations. You have to make sure transport is available. You have to make sure that all these little things that have been stated in the mood board or in the script and are actually present during the time of the shoot. I don't think it would be nice where you're on set, then you find out, we needed a prop like a plant like this one to be here, and then it's not there. Then someone is not doing their job. Yeah, so you have to make sure all these things are actually there. And on the days when you decide to shoot, you have to make sure the people that the cast are available on these particular dates. Otherwise, if they are not, you've just wasted.
That's money and time. That sounds like a lot of stuff that goes into.
It's a lot of work that goes in production. For everything that you see carrying a wow factor, it's not because somebody just woke up one day and decided to do everything in a day.
Yeah.
I think it's team effort that, helps us come up with proper work that, people can even award at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember working with you on that was my first time being on an advert being shot.
Yeah.
And I remember you used to always emphasize redoing the shots. You would tell maybe the person who's acting, you tell them to redo it several times. Where does that come from? Because I would see that even the actor would be very tired, but we just persisted. No, let's do it again.
Okay, there are a few things that would lead to that. First of all, if you're not getting the right energy from the actor, you have no option but to keep pushing for the right energy, right emotions. You need to get the most out of the time that you have with that person to avoid a reshoot. Otherwise, that's going to be a cost on your end, and I don't think you want to spend. You saw how we made up that warehouse.
Yeah.
Half of the warehouse was covered in black cloth. We had people hanging that. And then you have people on set that don't give you the right emotions.
Oh, yeah.
What happens? I think that's very, very important. But then also getting as many shots as possible. Obviously, you're not just looking at being restrictive because the script says you have to get a wide shot here. Sometimes if you have extra minutes on your hand, get the shots that may help you in post-production. I think for me, I push. I want to get the most out of the time that I have with an actor. It helps getting the right emotions. And obviously post-production where you see, okay, fine, I think here I didn't get the lighting correct or they didn't do ABCD. Let me run to the next shot. It really helps.
Yeah. Other than you have shot, maybe you shot only one and then in editing and now what do you do here?
You start panicking now.
Yeah.
How am I going to, run around and make this work? Sometimes You will not be so lucky. It won't work.
Yeah.
It will mean that you have to go back on set and shoot. You don't want that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you learned that through experience.
From experience. Absolutely from experience.
You messed up some.
Have I ever messed up a commercial? No.
No, maybe some shots.
Missed shots? Yes, I have. And it's not good where you miss something, then you call the client, say, we need to redo that because we didn't do ABCD. The client will think you're not competent, you're not the right person to do the work. You don't want that.
Where do you get inspiration from?
I love watching a lot of movies, especially things that challenge me. Speaking of movies, I love watching old movies because they'll pay particular attention to how things are done because they understood or they still understand the magnitude of the work that goes into putting up, a movie. If they say we need to blow up something somewhere, they'll make sure that it's done perfectly. The lighting is excellent. They have 2, 3, 4 cameras shooting at the same time. And when you see the end result, it's like excellent. And when they explain, when they explain how it was done, they made sure that everything was properly planned. I look at that. Other than that, with commercials, I'm always looking at the award-winning commercials. I mean, there's a lot. I love looking at South African commercials. Yeah, I think those guys are doing a great job. They are doing a great job when it comes to the creative space. I remember I had shared a commercial that was done in South Africa. They're at another level. Yeah. If given a chance to work with creatives, I would want to work with those guys. I would want to work with those guys. Yeah.
So now, when it comes to like companies that approach you to make like adverts for them, what do you think is the biggest mistake that they make?
The biggest mistake that most of the companies make is focusing too much on the product than the story. I feel for a company to have a successful campaign, especially where adverts are concerned, there is need to tell a story. Tell a story that will relate to even your target audience, to who your consumers are. Make sure that whatever it is that you're doing, let the message reach. Otherwise, it's just any other thing that anybody can do. They can get a phone and just take a video and throw it on TV. But then the moment you add even a bit of humor, you add a bit of good storytelling, I think that will help you drive even your sales, drive your visibility. It will help you be known, because every day people are looking, they're searching, what is it that is trending? What is it that I can get that is, making noise? I think today that's what is driving sales or people wanting to buy a particular product. But then also, other than that, I feel most of the companies are cutting too much on the cost of, execution of work, production. You give a budget, they want to cut. What do you get at the end of the day? Mediocre work. We've seen a lot of bad work out there. Not because the people that were doing that, didn't know what they were doing, or they just decided to. It's because maybe the client says, no, it's this. You end up having something that is bad, and it's not good. It's always important that corporations or companies get to look at what other industry leaders are doing in the market. The moment you develop that attitude towards your own products, trust me, you will have your presence, or your presence will be felt on the market. Yeah.
So this is called Do It.
Do it.
Yes, we don't just talk here.
It has to be done.
It has to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to go into one of the adverts that you did.
Right.
That you worked on as DOP, director of photography.
Right.
We're just going to break down some scenes, how you came up with the shots, the angles, the colors, and all those things.
Right.
We good?
Cool. No
all right,
problem.
let's get into
Let's do it.
Maybe if you could just give us the backstory of the video we're about to play, or the advert.
That's a very good TVC. I think it was shot 3 years ago.
Oh, 3 years ago.
Yeah. It's a milk advert.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm sure everybody is familiar with it.
Everyone is familiar with that. I think I've even seen memes.
Yeah.
You're in church and then you just hear a song playing. You're in church, you're trying to focus, but
the song is in there.
it just comes.
Nice. Okay, that's for the video.
This is not just milk. It's Dairy Gold milk. It's farm fresh and it's delicious.
Okay. Okay. There's so much going on.
There's too much going on. There's a lot of scenes.
A lot of scenes.
Yeah.
Okay. So was this done in Lusaka only, or did you have to move around?
This advert was entirely done in Lusaka. I think in how many locations we had? Two locations.
2 locations?
2 locations, yes.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. First location is, I don't know. The first location is, you can scroll forward. First location is where...
Which one?
It's a farm.
Yeah, the farm.
The farm, yeah.
So starting from here.
From the farm, and then the rest of the shots were done from one space. We hired a big house, different rooms.
And a big house.
Big house, different
and then you
rooms.
have to
we shot from inside and outside.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you had to turn every room to different.
Yes, into something different.
So when you go into a room, do you have to remove everything that is there and start everything from scratch?
Sometimes yes, we do, but then in some cases we just have to work with what you find in the room. But then, like I earlier mentioned, for everything that you do, there's always a color palette that you follow.
Oh.
I think when you look at this advert, there's some blues, I think,
in some scenes, and orange.
You see how there's blues. Look, go back to where the scene for the bread. There, you see, there's blues. We used chalk, blue chalk, right? So that's the color that we're working with. And obviously, why? Because the packaging and everything else is blue.
Oh.
See, the Dairy Gold, the background is blue. So we had to make use of, obviously, the colors of the packaging, but then also other colors that complement the blue. Obviously, you can see the brown and
the brown, which are also on the package of the
of the product. Your question was, do you work with what you find in the room?
Yeah.
Yes, we would work with what we find in the room. Sometimes, no, we don't have to work with that. We have to remove. For example, the beddings that you see there are not the beddings that, we needed to make this space look like it's for a kid. obviously, for a toddler. And we had to put the pinks and the dolly and
all those things.
Yeah, we really needed to make it look like a room for a child.
So now when it comes to the lighting, which is mostly director of photography, which is what you're doing. So how do you approach this room, for example, this room here?
First of all, this was a small room, and we still needed to make it work. When you look at this scene, the commercial starts with a clock, right? And then we jump into a kid waking up, right? So we needed to show that it's morning. So therefore, when you look through the door, we needed to make it look like it's morning.
Yeah, sunlight.
So we had a big light outside this door bouncing in. Obviously, we needed to create the sharp shadows because that's what we see when the sun casts, right? But then other than that, we had to work with practicals. Yeah. One of the practicals is what you see on the side, the lamp. Then this light was hitting this side. This side of the bed, the right side of the bed, we had some bounce boards to add a bit of lighting on the faces of our cast. Then the other lighting that probably people will not even see is the fact that we had lighting inside here, inside this small box here, and the plant on top. Oh, okay. Oh, I can see that. There's actually light inside there. We had to put a small cube light. Yeah, just to add, enhance, the scene. Yeah, just to enhance the scene. Absolutely. Oh.
And then you go to the shot now. Like, how do you make the choice of the shots? Like, for example, you have this wide shot,
right?
And then how do you decide the next shot, which is this one?
How do we decide that
it's gonna be now this shot?
They're now. Obviously, you're not just shooting from the blues. You have your short list, and you have a director that says, guys. Obviously, I didn't direct these. The directors, I'm the eyes for the director. Yeah. Probably the only person I can fight with on set. Yeah, he says, I want to see. Other than us going on a tight on the angle using from the wide using the same angle, we go on a tight. I would want almost like a top view of the mom waking up the daughter. Yeah. Was there any specific reason for this other than what the director wanted and I seconded? No. Okay. I think it was a cool shot. The fact that we had to mount the camera almost like. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So what did you mount this on? I mean,
we didn't mount. We didn't mount it on anything. Most of the adverts that I've done, if it's not on a dolly, then I'm using my hands.
Oh yeah, I noticed that a lot.
Yeah, because the reason is simple. We want people to feel part and parcel of, the
experience.
We want them to have the experience. We want them to feel they are part of this. So the moment you add that dynamism in the shots, you've already captured the attention of anybody. So what did we do here? We had the ladder. I stood on the ladder and I went
on top and got the shot.
Yeah, almost 45 degrees angle.
Do you remember the camera you used?
Canon C200.
The lens?
I was using 1880 cinema lens on this one. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, let's move on now to the next shots. Again, here, just a quick one. The sunlight. Do we have the sunlight coming? Or
we didn't have the sun. We had to fake the sun.
Yeah. What lights were you using? Because these are pretty strong lights.
Yes, they are pretty strong lights. So go to a wide. Yeah, there we go. So if you look in the top left corner, we had our 2.5 HMI light, giving us a feel like it's morning glow. You know what I mean. But then at the same time, giving us the backlighting for our subject. remember, it's morning. We're trying to show that it's morning. These guys have just woken up. You will not just throw lights anywhere, anyhow. But then if you are also good enough with your eyes and everything, we had another light just slightly above her head.
Okay.
Why? Because we wanted to obviously light up, the scene. Okay. The products obviously needed to be seen. Because if we just depended on this light alone coming from this way, I don't think it will have been sufficient. Yeah.
So we
actually had to hide a lot of things here because of the angle where we were filming from.
Oh, the fridge.
We had this. I think it's a fridge or stove, something like that. Yeah, we had this glass here. Like if we had zoomed out, or you would have seen a lot of
the crew and
yeah.
So what's this place? Is it the same place?
Okay, this is a different place. Okay, how many locations did I say? Now locations are
becoming more locations.
Yeah, this particular one, this is Sunshine Building.
Oh, Sunshine.
Right, top floor, right there.
Oh, at the top.
We needed to create a scene that, it's not just a product that people can enjoy from home, but then also at work. So we needed to incorporate, obviously, the working class as well.
Yeah.
That's how come this.
So all these people had to be hired.
All these people are hired. Everyone that you see there, it's not like we made. We made sure that we create an environment where when someone sees this on TV, they feel it's real. Our job is to lie. They have to feel it's real, and we had to create this kind of setup. But obviously, paying attention to detail. Yeah, because you not just take people and say it has to look real. Go back, scroll back a bit.
Oh, DG.
Dairy Gold.
Oh.
Paying attention to detail.
Wow.
Yeah, so we had a tough time. Initially, we had something that we wanted, a print that we wanted on the cup. It failed. Well, what are we going to do? We had to create DG for Dairy Gold on set. Some things would just come, guys, this has to work. What do? We need to improvise. We need to show the form and everything, not just
So the coffee had to be made perfect, and the DG.
That's DG. Probably DG was a Dairy Gold, obviously.
Oh, okay. These are things that most people won't understand.
They will not see them.
Yeah. So now we're moving from this location, and now we are here, more like the father camping with the son.
First of all, when you look at the advert, we wanted to create fun in every scene. We didn't want it to be like this serious ad. You see, everyone is having a moment. They are smiling, they are laughing, and that's what we want to sell to the people. That this product is nice. It's a family product. You can have it at work. You can create a camp within your house and still have a moment with your siblings. And this is the scene that you are seeing here. Obviously, the father and son having a moment in this little tent that we had created, obviously with some nice practical lights running around. Yeah.
So he had one light pointing at them, right?
We had two lights pointing at them. We had one light from the right angle, which is that way, and we had obviously one light this way, which was highly diffused. Yeah. Then also, if you look in the background, we also had to put some sort of mood kind of lighting to show that it's evening. Obviously, these guys are having a good time. Initially, our idea was let's create some sort of it's light coming from the moon. But at the end of the day, we just decided to throw in some shade of blue. Remember, we're working with blue. Those are the shades of blue that you're seeing in the background. Everything blue. Look at that. Blue. Dad, blue. There in the background, blue. Yeah, this location, we had to work with a lot of natural light.
Just beautiful.
Very beautiful. It's the same location now outside.
Yeah.
All the clothes that you're seeing on the line, we had to place them there. If you look at this scene, I only had one light. One light. That light there.
That one there.
That's the only light that I had. The rest were bounce boards on the close-ups. We had to add bounce boards and use the sun as our main source of light.
So now, how many days did you take to shoot this?
We shot this in 3 days. A separate day at the farm. We had another day at Sunshare and another day at the house. That's where we had, I think, quite a good number of scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We took our time doing this. We wanted to really feel this guy is home. He has a study in the house. How do we light it?
Yeah.
This is a guy that, is stressed out, trying to study for his exams. How do we bring that out? At the same time, making sure that we maintain, remember, the brand colors through lighting, which you can see there's a lot of blues coming from our left there, adding gels to the lights, casting on the background, not on the subject. Yeah. We really took our time creating this particular scene. It was just a table, by the way. And this is actually a sitting room. And we had to remove everything that was in there. We put our stuff there, and this is the scene that you're seeing. Everything that is placed here.
Okay. So there's one main light coming from here, right? From this direction.
We have first of all, there was no window here.
Yeah.
We just had to place a fake curtain.
A fake curtain there.
Yeah. But of course, this side on our right, that's where we have our main, our key light. You can even see on the subject that is lit this side compared to this side. Yeah.
So was it this at night, or you just had to block out all the light?
We had to kill off everything. We had to block the windows. We had to put black cloth so that we can have total control of
of the lighting.
our set. Yeah. And obviously, we love utilizing the sunset. We were intentional about it as well. We said we need to film this at sunset.
Oh, okay. The golden hour.
Yeah, the golden hour. And when you look at this particular scene, we just made use of the sun and a gold bounce. That's how come you're seeing this yellowish kind of feel. Yeah.
And now one last question. There's a lot of cuts, like each scene lasting, I don't know, maybe even less than a second. How do you decide how long this is going to stay? How long each shot is going to stay?
A shot is going to stay on screen. First of all, you don't have the luxury of stretching the shots. Because when you go to a client or when you are working on an advert that is 60 seconds and that's what the client wants, you don't have the luxury to extend a clip to more than 5 seconds. If you want to communicate something, it's better communicated within a short space of time, and you make use of that time. In our case, we are telling a story, and this story has to be told within the time that has been allocated. This is not just a story that you're telling in your head, it's a story that is also on script. The script says, here what we are seeing is a long shot or a wide shot of a child and mother waking up. And then we have a close-up of actually the child opening the eyes. Obviously, when you marry those two, you've already told the story.
Yeah.
There's nothing more that you want to add there, unless otherwise there's detail that you want to pick. And honestly, if you have to tell a story that is talking about a wide shot of a mother waking up and then waking the daughter up, this can be told in actually 5 seconds, even less.
So you have to be very particular.
You have to be very particular.
And then to remove everything that's not adding to the story.
Anything that is not adding to the story, you don't need it. You don't need it unless otherwise there is real need for it.
So
other than that, no. Stick to the script.
Stick to the script.
Stick to the script. But of course, in many times, you run away from the script because you want to beautify something. You even add 3 or 4 more shots just to complete the story. If you are telling the story, even in just one shot, don't stretch it over 3 seconds, 4 seconds. Someone is walking. Where are they walking to? Yeah, like just short 2 steps. It will tell somebody that this one is walking. Where are they walking to? They're entering in there. Go to a different shot of them entering in there. Yeah.
I mean, we could go on and on.
Absolutely, we can go on and on and on.
Eugene, thank you so much for the project breakdown. That was really fun.
Thank you so much.
I mean, I could feel it in myself. Wow, I'm enjoying this because this is the work that I love, and I'm one person who loves to see like the behind the scene of movies, and so having somebody who has done something and being able to ask the questions that I want to know, that was really awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mark. Yeah. There's so much that really goes on in production. It's not everything that you can manage to break down in a commercial like this one, because honestly, set life. Those that understand set life, there's a lot that happens in the background. That when you see the final product, you'd think people that were filming this had fun, but it's actually stressful and fun at the same time. Yeah, so there's always this mix because there's always early core times you have to wake up. Just when you start enjoying your sleep, you have to wake up at 3 because you have to go to you have to drive to maybe Kafue to go and capture the sunrise. You know what I mean? You have to get that moment for 8 seconds because it has to be in the final cut of the production. It's stressful. Yeah. But this is not to encourage, to discourage someone. It's stressful, but it's fun. But then what's driving you? Like I said, it's the passion. Because you love what you do, the passion will drive you. You want to wake up and just do your thing and, be able to tell a story like we are telling at the end of the day, that this is what we actually went through for us to get this, to achieve something. Yeah.
And that's why, that's what I love about the creative space, is because most people that I meet are doing it because they're very passionate about it. Yeah. I don't think I've ever met anyone who is in the creative field to say, I was forced to be in this field. But there are people who said, I have passion for this, and that's why I wake up every day. Even though it's hard, even though it's sad, I know at the end of it, I'll find joy and I'll go back to do it again.
Yeah. I mean, if you're not driven by passion, then I don't know what else is driving you. I've seen also people that, are qualified in other fields. They're not there. They're actually in our field, in the creative space. I've seen accountants that are not doing accounting work. They're here doing what we're doing. I mean, that tells you that someone is driven by passion. If they can leave the accounting job or the banking job or whatever they are qualified in to come and join our creative space, tells you this person is actually passionate about it. And you find that most of the people that actually leave these professions actually good at
very much.
Good at the creative, being creatives.
Okay, so now in just quick answers, what is one mistake that you made when you were starting out that you think beginners shouldn't make? From your own experience?
From my experience, I think back then I never used to pay attention to sound. But later I studied sound. Yeah. Because you have this camera that is picking sound, it doesn't mean that that's the broadcast sound. When it comes to broadcast, they are also particular. You shoot something using a camera. You haven't put sound like you've seen how you've done it. Yeah. You're not picking sound from that camera there. You've connected that sound there. I think that's something that people would not pay attention to. And for me, it's something that I learned over time. I was like, I think sound is key to every successful production. Sound is very key. It's not just connecting the microphone there. It's also sound in post-production, where you do sound design, because you want to make people feel part and parcel of, a production. You show a cow, and there's a sound effect of a cow mooing.
Yeah.
That's something. Already that tells someone there's a cow somewhere, even if they are standing somewhere, they are not seeing the actual visuals.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think sound is very key in every production. It's a mistake that I made, I learned from, and I've taught myself. On every production, sound has to be perfect. I'm always in headsets, making sure that I'm picking the right sound.
Yeah. So now, what should somebody prioritize when learning videography or editing?
It still goes back to understanding that our field is a field that is creative, and you should throw in your creative mind the moment you feel this is the field that I want to join in. Overall, we mentioned most of the people that are in our field are driven by the passion, the love for the job. You have to understand that the moment I'm getting into this, videography work, I have to be driven by passion. I have to be creative enough, and this creativity shouldn't limit you to a certain level. See what others are doing. Either match what they are doing or do better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think gear matters?
No, I don't think gear matters. Gear is just there to complement. It's not about you having every gear in the world. It's about the skill. The skill, then gear follows. Because the moment you've developed and nurtured the skill, then you know that the gear that I need is ABCD. It's just there to aid you. I know of people that have all the gear in the world, but they still don't have the skill.
Okay, Eugene, thank you for those answers. And
Absolutely.
Now it's time for the rapid fire questions. So short answers only.
Okay.
One word if you can.
All right.
All right. First question. What's your favorite camera to use?
Canon.
What's one piece of gear you can't live without?
A slider. I always love my shots moving like that. I love to see these seamless kind of shots. But also, most importantly, my hands. Very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your hands.
And if they cut my hands, that's it.
Yeah, of course. So if you could shoot anywhere in the world, where would it be?
I told you, South Africa.
South Africa.
No. Actually, let me just generalize it. Africa. Why? Because there's a lot of stories to tell here in Africa. There's a lot of beautiful locations here in Africa.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those are the rapid fire questions. Thank you so much.
All right, Mark.
Are there any exciting projects that are upcoming or that you're working on, or you'd rather just keep it in the wraps?
To be honest, yes, there is actually a lot that is in the pipelines. I'd rather not even just mention or talk about them. Yeah, there's a lot of work.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when can people find you?
You mean where I stay?
No. You don't people knocking at your door.
On social media, of course, I am there on social media, on Facebook, Eugene Kasalwe. If they search for me, they'll find me there. Instagram, I'm there as well at Eugene Kas.
Cool.
Yeah.
Eugene, thank you so much for coming through. This was a very insightful conversation for me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Because I had to learn from the master himself, and now he does the shots. Because you have inspired me from the time I was just starting out till this day. You're still inspiring me. And one day I just want to shoot an advert like yours.
Well, thank you so much, Mark, for inviting me over. I know I should say this. Speaking in front of the camera is not my strong suit. I hope I've tried to
No, you have.
to explain a few things that
Yeah.
needed to be put out there. And well, I look forward to more conversations like this. I mean, there's so much to talk about. There's so much to learn from. And in terms of production, obviously, creative space, there's a lot. And one thing, obviously, that I need to put across is that the people that claim that production is more like a one-man band is a lie. Production is always a team, and I'm always working with the team. Everything that you see out there, it's not because Eugene did everything. There's a whole lot of
People.
a team that I work with, and obviously whenever I post any of my work, I'm always crediting that because it's important to give credit where it's due. I'm just one person who's DP on a production. There is a director. There is someone doing set design. There's a makeup artist. There's a simple person, like someone who comes to sweep, clean the space where you're filming from. All those people, they need to be credited. And I feel it's something that we should develop here in Zambia and do. When we have a production, we need to give credit to everyone that we work with. Unless maybe there is some NDAs that you sign, people don't want to be be credited. But overall, I feel our workspace is a beautiful workspace, and we have so much knowledge to share, so many things to look at and learn from. And I look forward to a moment when Zambia will grow to be an industry like Hollywood, where everything is, done according to industry standards. If you understand what I'm trying to. Yeah. Thank you so much for the invitation once more.
No, thank you so much for coming through. I know there's a lot of things we can talk about.
Yeah, absolutely.
And of course, you'll come back in the future. We need to finish.
Looking forward to future invitation.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
All right,
Waka.
let's do it.
All right, let's do it.